Greetings, beautiful people. It's Roz Loxton, and it is Mindful Monday, where I am bringing you the next episode of Journal Prompt in the My Best Self Journal. So we're in month 1 and we're up to week 4, and it's juicy and potent, and I invite you to stick around for this one, because it is everything. Month 1, week 4, and we're already into the very potent journal prompts that if you do them, you will get your breakthroughs. So I'm going to read through the journal prompt, wax lyrical a little, and then reread the journal prompt, so you really get a sense of its potential to lead you to breakthroughs that you are ready for, so that you can be your best self in all the ways, because that's what the world needs of you, of all of us. So remember that each week when we go to do our journal prompt, we start with checking back in with the very beginning of your intentions for the book. Like, what is it? What are your intentions? What are you bringing to this exercise? And just recheck back in and re-tether to, why are you doing this journal? What is it that you would like to experience or achieve, so that you can keep tethering your learnings back to that intention. And as I've said before, you may even slightly vary your intentions as you journey along, get more breakthroughs, expand your understanding of yourself, expand your empowerments, expand your world, and you start to change things. You may want to also change your intentions a little as well. So month 1, going to go straight to week 4. So the journal prompt for week 4 is about stability, and I want you to contemplate, what is stability to you in all the ways. But let's say there's global stability, which we have so little capacity to influence unless you're a world leader, or a world influencer, or Taylor Swift. So week 4, it's all about stability. Do you want stability? Do you have stability? Do you know how much, I don't know if control's the right word, but influence you have over creating stability in your own world, in your own sense of self, in your own relationships, in your own life, So the prompt goes like this. This week, observe and reflect and journal on your relationship with stability. What dogmas or rules from your upbringing can you review? Can you renew? Can you release in the spirit of shoring up and having more command over your stability? What is stability to you? Why do you need it? What happens if you've got it? What happens if you don't have it? Really think about this. I'm here for your breakthroughs, okay? So I want you to join in and want this as much as I want it for you to have a breakthrough, okay? Because you can be your best self. But it's possible, and we all have this experience where this is freaking network of stuff going on internally that we can't see because it's inside. We can feel it, and we experience the result of it as it manifests its way into our life. How do we manipulate the invisible for our best self? Okay, this is how we do it. This is one of the ways. So how do your subconscious conditioned habits and beliefs impact your stability and feelings of groundedness? Well, I could share an example. I was brought up as a child, my whole childhood from birth to when I left home, which was pretty early, the day I turned 16, because I wanted to get away from the dogma, to be honest. So when you grow up with a strict dogma like that from birth, you're very, very conditioned to a lot of beliefs, and there's a lot of guilt and a lot of scary fear that comes with that particular dogma. So, and I still find I've got ghosts from that I'm like a reformed Christian, recovering Christian, who's constantly having to sort of deal with how old dogmas kind of are still like ghosts playing their part in my ability to have stability in a world that's ever changing, very, very ever changing, and it is constantly unfolding and unraveling and bringing new things into itself. The world creates itself for its self-sake, and we've got to, as humans who are a little bit I guess staid and stable, we have got to try and have the ability and the flexibility and the nimbleness to change as the world changes. And it's difficult if we've got these dogmas and these beliefs that are in our subconscious and set up in all of our layers, and we're kind of not aware of them. So I'm about bringing a light, shining it in there for you, and creating awareness. It's not always pretty. It's not always fun. It's not always easy to find some of this stuff that we've got that doesn't serve us. It doesn't serve our expansion into our best self and into our expanded up-leveled self, because we are like plants and we can get root bound in a pot. If you leave a plant in a pot for too long, it starts eating its own roots. It's its own roots are fighting themselves to find something to feed on so it can grow. We are the same as human beings. And incidentally, when you repot a plant that has become root bound, you need to be super careful where you replant it. And ultimately, a propagationist would say, take the plant out and up level it into the next pot size so that it can grow into the next pot size and receive all the nutrients at the same level. If you put it into too big a pot, when you water it, etc., the water can run off the root bound area into the fresh soil and not actually feed the roots. So if you put it into the next size up, then it can replenish and expand successfully. It's not the only way to do it, but it's a great analogy for if we do not do that for ourselves, if we don't up level and put ourselves into new soil, into new territories to get new insights and new food and new things to grow from, we become pot bound, root bound. All our wisdoms and beliefs are all in there just like this, and they need to expand. So this is the spirit of this journal. This is the spirit of these prompts. And stability is massive, because we can have a stability that's based on old dogmas that will not have the legs, and they will not have everything that it takes for us to expand into a very evolving world and future. So what beliefs or intergenerational rules help you to feel stable and grounded, and which ones destabilize your growth? Which ones destabilize your expansion into your authentic self, so that you can have a sense of inner peace and freedom to be your unique self? This is a really big journal prompt. Then once you do the journaling about that, and it might be really tricky, you might get triggered with this, and it's okay to be triggered as long as you've got ways to, bring yourself back, and to make sense, and to, breathing. You might need to call someone, whatever it takes to bring yourself back into stability. But journal your reflections here. But then it's really important to apply your learnings. And so the question is, what is going to happen once I realize my self-aware, unique, best self chooses the beliefs that act as your guiding rules to live and to tell your story by. What's going to happen once you realize that your self-aware, unique best self chooses the beliefs that act as your guiding rules to live and tell your story by. You choose them, not old ghosts from the past. You know, it's time to question everything. As opposed to blindly conforming to and not really fitting into those old habits of unquestioned rules and unquestioned beliefs. So it's time to question it all to create a real stability, not a fake stability. I almost can see, like last night I saw some people on Survivor having to do this task or this what's it called, exercise or test or whatever, competition, where they've got to stand on these platforms with their feet for a long time. And it's okay at first, but then over a long period of time it hurts and it's not stable for you anymore. And that is kind of what happens to us and our whole psyche and our whole sense of self. When the world's expanding, we are meant to expand too. So if the journal prompt space isn't enough, remember there is this little green journal, which is extra space to do your journaling in. Also, if you're someone who likes to hold space for people, this purple version of the My Best Self journal is so for a facilitator to hold space for a small group or a big group, so you can navigate through this journal together, have some accountability, have some support. Extra people, you know, like there's so much magic in bringing a group of people together with the same intention, you know, the intention of expanding into your best self. So please reach out to me with any questions, with any breakthroughs and insights. I love to hear how you're going. It's a big, juicy, potent journal prompt. I totally invite you to lean right into it and get the most out of it. Until next week's journal prompt, I am signing out by sending you big encouragement and big love for your best self and for your best life. Bye for now.